What if you win the house, but lose every heart inside it? What if one paper from court gives you money, but takes away your family? Two brothers once ate at the same table, laughed in the same home, and dreamed under the same roof. They shared one life, one love, one home. But slowly, money came between them, and everything began to change. Love became smaller. Ego became bigger. One brother wanted peace. The other wanted to win. And in the end, the winner stood alone. In a quiet town in Texas, there lived two brothers named Ethan and Noah Parker. They were not just brothers. They were best friends who grew up together every single day. As children, they shared everything. They played in the same yard, slept in the same room, and told each other their dreams before going to sleep. Their father, Robert Parker, was a hard-working carpenter who used his hands to build things, but also used his heart to build his family. Their mother, Linda Parker, was kind and soft-spoken, always making sure her sons felt loved and safe. Their home was not big or expensive, but it was full of warmth, laughter, and peace. Every evening, Robert would sit on the porch and tell them stories about life, reminding them again and again, "A family is worth more than gold." Ethan listened carefully and kept those words in his heart. Noah listened too. But sometimes he looked far away at the big houses on the hill and thought, "One day, I want more than this." That small thought slowly grew into something bigger as time passed. Everything began to change the year Robert became sick. At first, it seemed like simple tiredness, something that would pass. But slowly, it became clear that it was serious. He could no longer work like before. The house felt heavier with worry. Ethan stayed close to his father, helping him walk, taking him to doctor visits, and doing small tasks around the house. He wanted to make his father feel strong again. Noah also helped, but his mind was always busy thinking about money, bills, repairs, and the future. He worried about what would happen if things got worse. One night, when Robert was very weak, he called both sons close to his bed. His voice was soft, but his words were powerful. He said, "Promise me something. Stay together no matter what. Don't let money break this family." Ethan held his father's hand tightly and promised with tears in his eyes. Noah also said yes, but his voice was quieter and less certain. After Robert passed away, the house felt silent in a way it never had before. Even the walls felt empty. Linda tried to stay strong, but her heart was broken. Within months, she too passed away. Now the brothers were alone. At first, they held each other in grief, but slowly, something inside them began to change. After their parents were gone, the house became more than just a place. It became a question. The town had grown, and the land they owned was now very valuable. Builders were interested. Real estate agents started making offers. The numbers were higher than anything Noah had ever imagined. Slowly, Noah stopped seeing the house as a home. He saw it as an opportunity. "We should sell it," he said one day, with confidence in his voice. Ethan stood in the living room, looking around at the walls filled with memories, and replied softly, "This is our home." Noah argued that the house was old, needed repairs, and would cost too much to keep. Ethan argued that not everything valuable needs to look new. Their conversations became more tense with each passing day. Noah wanted quick decisions. Ethan wanted patience. Slowly, Noah stopped speaking like a brother and started speaking like someone trying to win. One day, he said something that hurt deeply. "I'm not going to stay poor just because you're emotional." That sentence stayed in Ethan's heart. From that moment, their relationship began to break. The situation became even worse when Noah's wife Vanessa got involved. She was practical, sharp, and believed strongly in making fast decisions. She told Noah that Ethan was only delaying things to gain control. Her words increased the tension. On the other side, Ethan's wife Grace tried to calm things down. She reminded Ethan that pain was still fresh and decisions should not be rushed. But peace was slowly disappearing. Small disagreements turned into big arguments. One day, Noah changed the locks on a shared shed without telling. Ethan. That small act created a big wound. Then came a painful fight over their father's old toolbox. It was not valuable in money, but it held deep emotional meaning for Ethan. Noah treated it like shared property. Voices were raised. Neighbors began to notice. The town started whispering. Then a developer approached Noah with a huge offer if he could gain full control of the property. That moment changed everything. Now compromise felt like losing money. Noah decided to take legal action. Ethan asked for peace one last time, but Noah refused. And just like that, the brothers became enemies. If this story is touching your heart, like this video and subscribe to English Story Academy. Stay till the end, because the real loss is not what you expect. The court case lasted for months. The place where they once shared love was now being discussed in legal language. Lawyers spoke in numbers, not emotions. Ethan felt tired, broken, and hurt. Noah looked confident, dressed sharply, focused only on winning. Even Noah's young daughter Mia noticed the tension. One day she asked him, "Dad, why are you fighting Uncle Ethan?" Grandma would be sad. Her simple words stayed in his mind, but he ignored them. Then something painful happened. Grace lost her baby due to stress. Ethan was completely shattered. Noah heard about it and for a moment felt something inside him. He even drove halfway to Ethan's house, but then his ego spoke louder. It told him not to go. He turned his car around. That moment created a distance that could never fully be repaired. Ethan waited, but Noah never came. That was the moment everything truly broke. The final decision came on a cold morning. The court ordered the house to be sold. Noah felt like he had won. Ethan felt like he had lost something far deeper. As they cleared the house, Ethan walked slowly through each room, touching walls, remembering moments. Then he found a hidden letter from their father in the attic. It spoke about love, unity, and how family is the real inheritance. Ethan broke down in tears and showed it to Noah. For a moment, Noah's face changed. Something inside him moved, but his pride stopped him from accepting it. Ethan gave one last chance. "We can still stop this," he said. Noah looked away and said quietly, "It's too late." That moment sealed their future. Noah chose to win, but he didn't yet understand what he had truly lost. After the sale, the house was demolished. Ethan refused to watch. Noah went once, just once, standing near the fenced site while machines broke the porch, the windows, the workshop, and finally, the big front wall. Each crash sounded louder than he expected. Dust rose where memories had lived. He told himself this was progress. But when the bulldozer pushed through the exact place where the family dinner table used to stand, Noah felt a deep sickness in his chest. He went home and said nothing. The money arrived soon after. He paid debts, upgraded his car, took Vanessa on a vacation, and posted smiling photos online. To outsiders, he looked like a man who had moved forward. But inside the family, the damage spread quietly. Ethan cut contact. Grace stopped replying. Mia asked again if she could see Uncle Ethan, but Noah said no. On Christmas, for the first time in his life, the Parker family celebrated in two different houses. There was no laughter between brothers, no phone call, no shared meal. Then Vanessa, who once pushed hardest for the sale, began to notice how hollow Noah had become. He slept badly. He stared too long at old pictures. He snapped over small things. One night she asked, "Was it worth it?" Noah said yes too quickly, but even he could hear the lie in his own voice. Then another twist came. The developer backed out of one of Noah's promised side business opportunities after the deal was done. Noah had expected even more money and influence through that connection, but it vanished. Suddenly, the great victory looked smaller. He still had money, yes, but not the future empire he imagined. Worse, he had no peace left to enjoy what remained. At a school event, Mia drew a family picture. In it were herself, her mother, her father, Uncle Ethan, and the old house. Noah looked at it and asked, "Why did you draw the old house?" Mia answered, "Because that's when everyone was together. Children say simple things, but simple things often hurt the most. Noah took the picture, went into his office, and cried for the first time in years. Yet even tears cannot rebuild what ego destroys overnight. Time moved on, but not kindly. Ethan and Grace had a son a year later. Noah learned about it from a distant cousin, not from his own brother. He stared at the message for a long time. A nephew had entered the world, and he was not part of that joy. He wanted to call. He even typed a message. "Congratulations, I'm sorry for everything." But he deleted it. Ego had become a prison now. At first it shouted and pushed him forward. Now it sat quietly inside him, locking every door. Meanwhile, Ethan rebuilt his life in a smaller town. He rented a modest home, worked hard, and slowly found peace. He was not rich, but he had something Noah did not: restful sleep, Sunday dinners, honest laughter. One day, years later, Noah saw Ethan by accident at a grocery store. Ethan was with Grace and their little boy. The child sat in the shopping cart smiling, holding a toy truck. For a second, Noah forgot everything and smiled back. Then Ethan looked up. Their eyes met. There was no anger in Ethan's face anymore. That was worse than anger. There was distance, respectful, polite distance. Noah stepped forward and said, "Ethan!" Ethan nodded once and said, "I hope you're well." The words were kind, but they carried no brotherhood. Noah tried again. "Can we talk sometime?" Ethan looked at his son, then at Grace, then back at Noah. "Some things don't go back to how they were," he said softly. "I forgave you a long time ago, but trust is not the same as forgiveness." Then Ethan walked away. Noah stood frozen in the cereal aisle while other shoppers passed by. That was the moment he understood the true cost. The judge had ended the case years earlier, but the sentence was still being served. He had won land, money, control, and legal power, yet he had lost the one relationship that gave those things meaning. And the worst part was this: no one had taken it from him. He had traded it away himself. Noah tried to fix things later. He sent gifts, wrote letters, and admitted his mistakes. Ethan replied once kindly but firmly, saying forgiveness does not mean everything returns. Soon after, Vanessa left him as well. Noah was now completely alone. One rainy evening, he went back to the place where his home once stood. New buildings were there. Nothing remained. Sitting in his car, watching the rain fall, he whispered, "Dad was right." That was the moment he fully understood. His biggest loss was not the house. It was the family he chose to break. One morning, Noah stood at his parents' graves. He held the old letter and said, "I was wrong." For the first time, he accepted everything. His ego had controlled him. It made him believe winning was everything. But it took away what mattered most. He could not change the past, but he could share the truth. From that day on, he told others, "Be careful. Ego makes victory look beautiful, but it feels empty." If this story touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to English Story Academy. Share it with someone, because one lesson about ego can save a family.